Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm bringing you a video that I am honestly nervous to make. I knew I was going to make this video at some point because it's just part of who I am, but I didn't think it would be this soon, and I don't know, I'm just nervous. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, my name is Mac. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm a non-binary lesbian. You got it? You guys got it? Okay. If that offends you, this is not the channel for you or the place for you. This is a safe space for all LGBTQ, queer or questioning individuals to understand what the growing up queer experience is like, and for me to share my experience, just like when I was young, watching all the LGBT YouTubers that I watched that made me feel safe, that I could come out and live my life as my true self, which I have been doing since junior high? Since sixth grade. Since sixth grade. And I'm 22 now. Whew. So I'm really nervous to make this video because it's very personal and it's very like I'm spilling my soul to you guys with this. But I think it's very important. I think it's very important. Okay. I'm nervous, right? Yeah. We've already established that. So, yes. So here's my coming out story. I wrote all these notes so that I wouldn't forget like anything. And I didn't want to be on my phone, so I just wrote it down on a piece of paper. And I'm wearing my favorite Pride onesie from years ago. It's a little outdated because it has the lipstick lesbian flag, when now we use the sunset lesbian flag, because the lipstick lesbian flag was made by a very, I think transphobic or a TERF or something like that. I don't know. I just know we don't use it anymore. Whew. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, I had girl crushes growing up, but didn't know what they were. I was just like overly attached to my friends. Like yeah, I had normal friends that I was normally attached to, but then I had friends that I was overly attached to. Like I had a friend named Mike. This was in kindergarten, right? I had a friend named Michael, and a friend named Willow, right? Me and Michael were the same. We were both the same amount of friends with Michael and Willow, but Willow, when she moved at the end of the year, I cried for days and I still think about her. But Michael, I'm like, oh, cool. I hope he got to live his dreams and be what he wanted to be, right? Yeah. So that was fun. And then my other girl crush I had was another friend. Looking back, I knew it was a crush because I would get really like upset when she was with her boyfriend. Like I was so upset when she was with her boyfriend. Like I was like, no, thank you. I don't like this guy. Get him out of here. I just want it to be just us forever and ever and ever. Anyway, so that's how I knew as a kid. And also, like I thought older kids, like older girls were really cool. Like on the bus, I had this older friend that was like, she was probably in high school or something. I thought she was the coolest person ever. And I had a cousin that was really cool, and she got like a tattoo, and I thought she was always, even since I was a little tiny baby, I liked her more than her sister. But if she's watching, she lives in Colorado now, so I should probably hit her up, but I don't know. Family is weird because they still try to see me like that person that I used to be, that I was pretending to be as a kid, you know? Anyway, so that's how, as a kid, before I knew what gay was, how I expressed my attraction to women as a kid. But in junior high, no. So we had elementary school, intermediate school, junior high. In intermediate school, which was 5th and 6th grade, that's when I learned about what I learned what a gay person was. I don't remember how I learned what a gay person was. It was probably online, you know, like on the YouTubes. But yeah, I learned what a gay person was, and yeah. then I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Gay people are cool. And then there was this like situation that the other person swears never happened. So me and this one friend, we would hang out. We would skip class together like every day. It was really bad, but I hated my computer class. And she hated her, whatever class she was in at the time. So we would go hang out with the cool teacher that would let us hang out in her classroom. We'd just hang out, chill, talk, do whatever. But one day, we were like, I don't know, we were chilling, sitting kind of close to the closet, and she says, hey, can you come help me with something in here really quick? Oh, my heart's beating out of my chest. And I go in there, and the lights are off, and she closes the door, pushes me onto a chair, and kisses me. And then I explode. It's like fireworks. This is like the best thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. And I realize in that moment I'm gay. I like women. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So then from that point on, I had this little secret that I was holding, that I was bi. At least, like, that's what I was saying, was that I was bi. Bi felt less committal, I guess, at the time. I was a kid. It was the early 2010s. It was the early 2010s. I was a kid. I didn't know anything. Bi felt like less of a commitment, if that makes sense. Like, I could still change my mind if I wanted to. So I first came out as bi, right? The only thing I was sure of was that I liked women. Don't get me wrong, I liked women. I used to read a lot of fan fiction, maybe. Oh, I bet that's where I learned about being gay from, was the My Little Pony community. Because they would ship the main six and all that. So that might be it, because I was reading a lot of My Little Pony fan fiction at the time. Don't ask. We were all very big into My Little Pony. I bet that is where I heard about my first gay person. Okay, anyway, blah, blah, blah. This is around the time of, like, the song Girl Crush by Little Big Town. That song I would listen to over and over and over again and just cry. And I would, like, pay for it to request it at, like, this restaurant we would go to where you could request songs. I would do that. I would literally just play it all the time and just cry because, like, I knew who I was. And one thing that really helped me was LGBT YouTubers. Some that are off the top of my head: Hannah Hart, I loved My Drunk Kitchen. Troye Sivan, which I still listen to this day. Miles McKenna, we'll put a pin in him real quick. I was listening to Miles before he actually came out as trans, or I was watching Miles forever. I loved Miles way back in the day. Not only did I start watching Miles, but when I started watching Miles, I went back and watched all of Miles's old videos too. I was talking about Miles. I went back and watched all of his old videos where he would, like, talk about Doctor Who, you know, like, yeah. So Miles McKenna was my favorite. At first, Miles was just like a gay YouTuber, right? He wasn't trans yet. And then he came out as trans. And what other LGBT YouTubers? We're not going to count Shane Dawson. But there were a lot more LGBT YouTubers. Tyler Oakley, Joey Graceffa. Don't want to count Joey Graceffa, but Joey Graceffa. My whole, like, all of them. Lily was bi, but she wasn't out yet. And I don't even know if she knew yet. But I would watch I Superwoman. Yeah, I just love LGBT YouTubers because they made me feel normal. And, like, I would refresh. I would, like, Google coming out story and just refresh, and watch all of them over and over and over again. And the one that always got me was Miles's story. It would make me cry. Miles's coming out story helped me come out, which is why I'm here now making this video to help other LGBT kids. Since we're going into such a scary time for LGBT people, I want you guys to know that you are safe, and you are loved and accepted for who you are. Even if your parents don't accept you, even if the other adults in your life say that you don't know what you're talking about, you do. The only person that knows is you. Yeah. That felt healing. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Speaking of helping me come out, Miles helped me come out. I wrote it on a piece of paper. I wrote my mom a letter and gave it to her. And we were on our way to my friend's house when we first actually talked about it. And I cried, she cried. When I told her, she just wanted me to be safe. She knew that if I chose to live like this and chose to live this lifestyle, I would get a lot of hate and people would bully me at school and stuff like that. I will say, honestly, that didn't really happen that much at school. I was not bullied for being gay at school. I was bullied for being different, being weird. I was not I wasn't bullied for being gay. People didn't care when I was gay. They cared when I was emo and weird and thought I was a dog at school. That's what people made fun of me for. But yeah, when I told my mom about Miles specifically, his story where his parents were not very nice to him after he came out and stuff like that, and he had to record videos in his car because they kicked him out. Yeah, my mom didn't like that very much, so she said no more LGBT YouTubers, no more of that, none, because her and the rest of my family thought if I didn't have this influence in my life telling me that I was gay, I wouldn't be gay anymore. But that is not what happened. That is not how that happened. Anytime I tried to be straight, it just felt wrong. It felt like something was missing. It felt is this really my life forever? And my gay side would eventually break its way out. No matter how hard I would try, I'm gay. There's nothing I can do about it. No matter how hard I try to push it away or push it down, even if I was in a vacuum with no other gay people and no other straight people and no other people, I would still be gay. I would still be gay because I like women. And I'm okay with that. I love women. I love women. So, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. My mom also thought I wasn't serious. Because she was you're a kid, you don't know anything. But the only person that knows you the most is yourself. I had crushes on friends. I had a really big crush on one of my best friends growing up. And my biggest support was online, was the LGBT YouTubers that I would listen to and watch. The Tumblrs, all the Tumblrs and all of that, ow, Quinn, you're scratching me. And my friends, we had a really close-knit group of all LGBT friends. Everyone in there was bi or gender questioning or whatever. We were all in our group and we were all a little fruity. Most of them grew up to marry men though, so I don't know. Anyway, it's okay. Still, it's okay. They're bi, so they like men right now. That's okay. I am not bi, right? I always tell people now that I'm an adult and I know, I tell people if I were to marry a man, I would feel wrong. I would feel like something is missing. I would feel not satisfied completely. I would feel like something was missing. My whole life, I would just be what's missing? Why do I not feel satisfied with this life that everyone says that I should be satisfied with? Why do I not feel satisfied and happy in this life? But when I'm with a woman, I'm this is what life is supposed to be like. So, yeah. As I got a little bit older, I watched Orange is the New Black, which isn't the best LGBT representation I know, but that's all I had at the time. I didn't know about Modern Family, which again isn't the best LGBT representation, but it's still better than Orange is the New Black. But I was obsessed with that show. High High school normal. What does that mean? I wrote down high school normal. I don't know what that means. Oh, in high school I tried to be normal, maybe? No, in high school, by the time I got to high school, being gay and like the LGBT part of me felt normal. It just felt like that was just a part of who I was. Like it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like this new thing. It was just who I was, like how it feels at this point. Any boys that I did like in school, it was always the same boys that my friends liked. And like if I had a friend that I was really close to and they were like, I like this boy, a few weeks later I'd be like, oh, I do too. Yeah, I like that guy too. Yeah. But if anybody, I don't know if you guys know, because I'm just going to come at this as you guys don't know anything. There's this thing called the Lesbian Master Doc, and in it talks about this compulsion that AFAB, which is assigned female at birth, people feel to be straight even if they're not. It's called compulsory heterosexuality. It's where as a kid you're like, you're gonna grow up and marry a man, and you're gonna have a husband and be happy forever and have kids and white picket fence and all this. It's just so ingrained into your head that you're like, okay, yeah, duh, I have to do that. But you don't have to do that. It's 2025. There are other options. There really are. But compulsory heterosexuality is like a subconscious of like picking a man and being like, okay, yeah, I like you, when you don't really. Which is how I've experienced all of my crushes on men in my life. All of them, every single one of them. It's just a boy that a friend of mine also likes, that I've just been like, okay, he's pretty cool, I guess. All right, sure. Yeah. But even then, those feelings never last. They always feel wrong. They always feel like, why am I here right now? Like, this doesn't feel right. But when I feel like that with a woman, it's like the sky has opened up and angels are singing and like lights coming down. Like, that's how it feels to love a woman. Oh, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. LGBT Tumblr was really big. Like it was like the Tumblr era of like the Galaxy and the flannel and the Vans and the Converse. Like that is my favorite. I love a little Tumblr core. Yeah, a little Tumblr arena, we'll say. Yeah. I love it. I'm still on Tumblr now. I did experience a lot of homophobia from my family, unfortunately, when I came out. Most of them started forcing me to go to church so that I would pray the gay away. I gayed the pray away. Too bad. Yeah, I gayed the pray away hard. I did. Let's see. Let me think. I want to think of like specific examples. I mean, I don't know, because like my mom would let me go over to like my girlfriend's house, and I feel like if someone was homophobic, they would be like, no, your girlfriend's fake, you're stupid, you're not going over there. But we had a lot of sleepovers. I don't know, because I'm trying to like think of specific examples, but maybe I just blocked them all out because they were so bad. Yeah, I know my family made me go to church. I had like a straight out of the closet shirt. Like it was like one of those straight out of Compton shirts, but it was rainbow and said straight out of the closet. I was a menace in school. I really was, because I wore that to school. I had like a rainbow cape that I would wear to school. I actually wore that outfit to the like abstinence class we did, because we didn't have sex ed, we had abstinence class. So I wore that, and I would ask questions like, hey, how did gay people do it? Even though I already knew that from like the internet. Hold on. I got back from the bathroom, and my cat had made it record my screen, which was not what I wanted. I was like, why is it frozen? But I figured it out. Also, I remembered other LGBT YouTubers I used to watch were Allie Hills, Stevie Bobby, and Brianne Williamson, which I still watch Brianne Williamson a little bit. She's coming out with a movie. She either already did, or she is, or maybe both. Maybe she's already come out with a movie and she's coming out with another one, but I'm very excited for her movie. And there's another LGBT movie by YouTubers that I'm really excited about. But we don't have time to talk about that right now. Homophobic stories from my family, I don't know. They all just made me go to church. And they were like, you're not gay. And I was like, okay, let me date this boy for a year and show you that I'm not gay. And then I was in class with that boy and met a girl that I loved. So I left that boy for that girl. I shouldn't have, but I did. I did. My dad always made me feel really bad about it. He would tell me like really bad things, and that my mom hated it. Like he would try to manipulate me by using my mom. But whenever I would talk to my mom, she would be like, "It's okay. It's all right. It's not you. You're all right." But yeah. Even though it was hard at first, my family eventually came to accept it. Even though they still don't like accept it all the way, like I wouldn't be welcome to bring a partner to like Christmas or Thanksgiving or something, but my straight cousin can. My straight cousin can, and his underage girlfriend can bring a bottle of wine, but I can't bring my girlfriend. No. That's draws the line. Anyway, moving on. That's my LGBT gay coming out story. I love women. I'm gay. If you didn't know, I love being gay. I go to Pride every year since I turned 18, and it's just so much fun. Like, being gay is so much fun. I love being gay, and I love the LGBT community because I love unraveling all of the heteronormative things that people are taught when they're growing up, like only girls can like pink and only boys can like blue, things like that. Boys have to be strong and work and take out the trash and do all the hard stuff, and women have to be like, I'm gonna take care of the children in the house. No, it's 2025. You can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want, no matter what your gender, sexuality, or anything is. Yes. Welcome to 2025. And now, since we're in high school, well, I'm not in high school, I graduated, but since in this linear story, we're in high school, this is when I first started really questioning my gender. As I said previously, I dated a boy, and we were in this class together, and I made friends with this person in our like table group, and she later realizes that I'm LGBT and I'm a safe space and stuff like that, and she comes out to me and tells me that she is a trans girl, and she was like, I'm a girl. And I was like, okay, let's be best friends. So we were best friends for a very long time. We were inseparable. I would like berate my friends for not calling her she, and like if anyone was mean to her, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Die. So I would always stick up for her. I supported her through her transition and through her medical transition, and we started dating. Yeah, that was fun too. But blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was my first ever interaction in real life with a trans person. Like, I had interacted with trans people online, like Miles, and I don't want to say Blair White, but Blair White. I don't know any other. Oh my gosh, I used to watch Ariel Scarcella until she became a TERF. I was trying to think of more trans people. Ariel Scarcella is not trans, she's just a TERF. Miles, did I watch more? I'm trying to think if I watched more trans people other than Miles. But yes, I did. Jammy Dodger. Jammy Dodger's a really good guy. Oh, no offense, and unfortunately I watched a little Calvin Klein. Or not Calvin Klein, Calvin Gara. I'm not Irish. Calvin Gara. I watched a little bit of him. So yes, I knew trans people from the internet, but I had never met one in real life. I don't know how to explain it. It was just like, like, trans people are cool. Like, I was just like, oh, You were born this way and now you're this? Cool. Now you're this. But yeah. But when we started dating, the phobias from my family got a lot worse. They would say really mean things about her and would treat her really bad. Never to her face, but to me. And I would always stick up for her and tell them, this is wrong. It's not correct. If she feels like she's a girl, she's a girl. Get it right, guys. Like, hello. Use your common sense. Like, I don't understand people that are like, you look like that. So, oh, wait. Sorry, this is kind of just a rambling video, but I'm kind of having fun. So, I am going to show you guys this book I got recently called A Guide to They Them Pronouns. Okay, it says, for example, you can't assume someone's name by the way they look. Then the other person says, wait, you mean your name isn't Bob? And then the guy who's not named Bob says, and so when someone does make those assumptions, it's assaulting. It's insulting. Also, you know my name is Tristan. And then the non-binary person says, yeah, but you look like a Bob. So I'm going to ignore your personal experience to fit into my own worldview. And that's how it feels when someone's like, you look like a girl, so you're a girl. You look like a boy, so you're a boy. When this person is like, I'm a girl. I'm not a girl. I'm not a boy. I'm this. I'm whatever. There's many different genders. But yeah. That's how it feels. And I don't understand people who, when someone tells you something, they just completely ignore this person's lived experience and is like, no, you don't know yourself. I know yourself better than you know yourself, which is not true. You know yourself better than anyone else. That I've said this the third time in this video. So yeah. So, blah, blah, blah. Friends with, her name was Ellie, dated her for a little bit, was friends with her for a little bit as well, and I started, like, cracking, I guess. Not really, like, I just knew that I wasn't, like, 100% a girl, for sure, absolutely, like, I liked gender neutral, I liked girls, not girls and guys, I liked feminine things and masculine things. I like, even growing up, I always make this joke, but my mom hates it. I'm non-binary because my mom let me get whichever toy I wanted from McDonald's. But growing up, that's just how it was. It was just like whatever gender is more fun in the moment. Like at family things, I would hang out with all the boys most of the time, or the girls. It was just depending on how I felt that day, or who was nicer that day. And stuff like that. Yeah, so that's why I said put a pin in Miles McKenna, because once again, I love him. He's great. He really helped me. I have his book, his coming out book, and stuff like that. I feel like there's another book that he put out. Oh, I do not have his newest book, I'm Not a Vampire, but I have his coming out book. But yeah, I really want to find I'm Not a Vampire because I love Miles McKenna and I want to support him. And he's come back to YouTube, which I loved. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's my coming out and gender story, I guess. This is really a raw video for me to make. Like, I'm like ripping open my chest and showing you my straight heart. Like, not my straight heart, obviously. My like little rainbow heart that's holding a little rainbow flag. Like, I'm taking my heart out of my chest and showing it to you guys in this video. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or would like me to elaborate on anything, maybe I'll make a part 2. If there's enough questions for me to answer, I'll probably make a part 2 because I love talking about being gay. I love being gay. I love gay stuff. I love LGBT stuff. And hold on. Let's just have a little rundown of my shirt. So we've got, I think this is genderqueer, pan, intersex, pan again, asexual, non-binary, trans, bisexual, but the middle one, but the stripes are a little messed up. It's either aromantic or agender. I think that's all of them. That's genderqueer. Intersex? No, that's non-binary. That's me. See, that's non-binary. Oh yeah, maybe I should have explained what non-binary is. Non-binary is when you don't feel like you're a girl or a guy. It's when you don't feel like you're a girl or a guy. You just feel like you're somewhere in the middle. And non-binary is a spectrum, and trans is a spectrum. Yep. There's many different sexualities and genders. So if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, one, if they're homophobic, just unsubscribe. Don't interact, because if you interact, then it'll show you more gay stuff. Just saying. But yeah, I'm very excited. I hope you guys like this video. Blah blah blah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and be kind, especially in these days. Be kind.